Hey, what's going on, my beautiful, beautiful people? It's Captain Jesso back with another video today. I really wanted to talk because Konami just announced Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. For those of you who don't know what it is, you're going to know what it is because we're going to watch the trailer. I'll actually watch the... So what I'm going to do is I'll play you guys the trailer in full without talking. I'll shut up for like 10 seconds. And then... We'll go through back to the trailer. I'm gonna point at things that I noticed, point at things that I like about it or don't like, or little tidbits that I just noticed while watching it. I actually had to watch it. I was gonna do it a live reaction video. I had one already recorded, and yeah, my computer couldn't handle that. So we're gonna redo that. So like I said, right at the bat, I'm gonna show you the trailer for it. You'll get to watch it in its full, completely without me glory. Okay, and then we'll go back, we'll rewatch it, and I'm gonna stop it, and we'll talk about some things. I'll get some points, criticisms, comments, things I like. Let's see.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, a digital card game that lets you play Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG TCG. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel.
皆さんこんにちは。コナミデジタルエンターテインメント遊戯王デジタルゲーム制作チームシニアプロデューサーの片岡です。今回は昨年末にタイトルのみ発表させていただきました遊戯王マスターデュエルについて追加情報をお届けしたいと思います。マスターデュエルはその名の通り遊戯王オフィシャルカードゲーム遊戯王トレーディングカードゲームのマスタールールで遊ぶことができるゲームです。対戦者も観客も楽しめるオンライン遊戯王をコンセプトにプレイステーション5、プレイステーション4、Xbox シリーズ X、Xbox シリーズ S、Xbox One、Nintendo Switch、Steam、iOS、そして Android と多くのプラットフォームでご提供いたします。最新の家庭用ゲーム機の性能を生かし遊戯王デジタルゲームとしては初めて 4K 解像度に正式対応しています。ぜひ大画面テレビで遊んでみてください。カードの絵は美しくフィールドに置かれたカードのテキストまでしっかりと確認できる解像度に驚くとともにそれらを盛り上げるサウンドに感動していただけると思います。演出面でも抜かりはなくでもデュエルのテンポは損なわないようバランスには配慮しています。またカードゲームは観客からは状況が分かりにくいことが多々ありますがこのゲームでは見ている人も楽しめるようにさまざまな配慮を行っているのが特徴の一つです。 OCG、TCG 初心者の方には遊戯王デュエルリンクスをおすすめしますが今回家庭用ゲーム機に対応したことでここから初めて触れる方もいると思います。そのような方のためにチュートリアル的要素も用意しています。現在リリースしているデュエルリンクスや遊戯王レガシー・オブ・ザ・デュエリストリンク・エボリューションは遊戯王の漫画アニメの世界観を楽しんでいただくキャラクターゲーム的位置づけですがこのマスターデュエルは OCG、TCG を存分に楽しんでいただく作りとして差別化を図っています。我々はこの新しいゲームでさまざまなレギュレーションの大会を開催することで世界中の多くのプレイヤーに楽しんでいただきたいと考えています。そして OCG、TCG の最高峰の舞台遊戯王ワールドチャンピオンシップの正式種目にしたいと思っています。このゲームを通して世界中のデュエリストが出会えることを楽しみにしています。
Yeah, so that's finally a fucking thing. So basically, for those not in the know, I keep forgetting to put my light on. There we go. Now you can see me better. For those that are not in the know with Yu-Gi-Oh, we've never had an official Konami simulator for Yu-Gi-Oh, right? So we've had, of course, those two games, Duel Links and Legacy of the Duelist, and they're great games, but they're more campaign-oriented, like story-based kind of games. You can do, competitive and casual play, but they don't have that just basic simulator vibe that things that we have like online, like EDO Pro, YGO Pro, Dueling Book, Dueling Nexus, things like that, to actually just simulate competitive or casual Yu-Gi-Oh duels. So now this is Konami's basically their entry back into that. So first of all, that's absolutely huge. I'm super excited for that because, first of all, other than PC having those web-based, like, Dueling Book, Duel Nexus, things like that, those simulators, we don't have any good official simulators for every other device, so, like, your Xboxes and your Switches and things like that. So it's cool to get something actually official from Konami. So I'm gonna rewind this back to the start, and we're gonna rewatch it. I'm just gonna go through, I'm going to pick out a couple things that I noticed during the trailer, a couple things that I like, don't like, maybe concerned about, and we're going to kind of just go from there. So let's go back into here and here with my face under it, and let's just rewatch this here, and I'm going to show you what I thought was cool.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
So first of all, Dan Green's getting huge royalty money.
Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG TCG.
Okay, so let's stop that right here. So the first thing I'm noticing, of course I've got this in the way, is card rarities. So you see in the bottom here, this Nail Shadal Ariel. That looks like it's an ultra rare or a foil version. So right at the bat, that's really cool because we got card rarities in this. So, if you're building a collection, right, obviously part of the whole game is to collect the cards, right? So having that kind of cool down the collection, that looks really, really cool. The next thing I'm noticing, of course, is the field environment, so visually super stunning. So, of course, you've got, like, I'm noticing on the sides here, like, the little mascots. I think it's, like, really cool. So here's the other thing, and here's my concern. So here's my worry with, with these videos and things like that, or these games, is sometimes I find the dueling can get a little too convoluted with all these animations and things like that. You try to sum one thing, and you gotta wait 10 seconds for this to come on the screen. I'm hoping that's, like, super streamlined, because they do talk later on in the trailer about, like, keeping pace of play and keeping the tempo. So I'm hoping that at least keeps that. I'm not a giant fan of all these, like, super, like, crazy...
皆さんこんにちは。コナミデジタルエンターテインメント、遊戯王デジタルゲーム制作チームシニアプロデューサーの片岡です。
That dude makes money.
今回は昨年末にタイトルのみ発表させていただきました遊戯王マスターデュエルについて追加情報をお届けしたいと思います。マスターデュエルはその名の通り遊戯王オフィシャルカードゲーム、遊戯王トレーディングカードゲームのマスタールールで遊ぶ。
So that's cool. You can play both OCG, TCG.
対戦者も観客も楽しめる。
I know some of the simulators, of course, had that, right? Where you could use OCG cards if you want to, like, toy around with, like, newer things that are coming out that we don't have yet in the TCG here. So that's really cool.
Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, Steam, iOS と
Let's go through a little bit further here.
最新の家庭用ゲーム機の性能を生かし、
So this is cool though. So it's gonna
ゲ
be
ームとしては初めて 4K 解像度に正式対応しています。
that's huge. Of course, 4K becoming the standard for kind of everything. As long as it plays super smoothly and super nicely, the 4K is going to be absolutely brilliant. I'm wondering if natively, I guess they'll just use the next gen consoles to do that, or PC, because like things like Switch and stuff like that aren't going to always have, true native 4K.
ぜひ大画面テレビで遊んでみてください。カードの絵は美しく、フィールドに置かれたカードのテキストまで。
So that's really cool. Getting to see the actual card text on the field. I actually have to laugh. I'm going to make fun of this in a second, but yeah. the card text is big because especially if you want to gear this towards both the players and the audience. Think about it as a watcher. Especially if you're fairly new to the game, like if you're just kind of getting in or getting back, and you don't know all these new plays, all these new combos, and somebody drops something like this on the field, and you got not a clue what it does or what it is, it gives you a little more of that. It immerses you a little more in that game experience. Now I'm gonna make fun of it here because that they drop, of course, 2 pendulum monsters with walls of text. Almost unreadable, but that's hilarious. Again, with the I'm really unsure about this being super over animated like that. Like, I think it's almost a little too much. That is cool though. The chains, I will say that having chains in order, that's going to be really. Even if they over animate that, that is going to be cool. It's actually showing the chains in resolutions.
OCG、TCG、初心者の方には遊戯王デュエルリンクスをおすすめしますが、今回家庭用ゲーム機に対応したことで、ここから初めて触れる方もいると思います。そのような方のために。
So, I get what he's saying, right? Because Duel Links is in general just a much simpler game, but the thing is it kicks out like 80% of the rules that actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Advanced format uses are TCG, like the actual TCG format. So like, yeah, I get it gets you some of the basic fundamentals, but like you're gonna get into it. It's gonna be a whole different game because there's so many more concepts or so many more things that actually add on to the full card game that you're not getting to that speed duel format, right? So I don't know.
である的要素も用意しています。現在リリースしているデュエルリンクスや
But like, they kind of have to put a tutorial in, right? They're not just gonna expect people like me to just jump in and buy it and know what to do.
アニメの世界観を楽しんでいただくキャラクターゲーム的位置づけですが、このマスターデュエルは
And this is what's huge.
TCG を存分に楽しんでいた
That
だ
is
く
what's
作り
huge.
として差別化を図
Is
っています。
have it as a more genuine simulator type thing rather than needing to go into all the storyline and challenges. Like just
大会を開催することで
people strictly want just this,
多くのプレイ
right?
ヤーに楽しんでいただきたいと考えてい
And
ま
that's
す。
also huge. So I'm gonna stop that right there for a second. So yeah, so you're talking about actually having official tournaments and things like that actually inside of the game as part of their like official tournament, real life schedule. And this is going to be good for a lot of reasons, especially budget reasons. That's where my channel comes in, where I talk about a lot of things, is realistically when it comes to tournaments and events and things like that, not everybody's going to have the money to go ahead and put together like a competitive deck that's viable in the current meta, because let's get realistic. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a cash cow, right? As far as I'm concerned, the best card in the game is your credit card. So being able to do that one for all, because the other thing is if you have to travel for stuff like YCS and regionals and things like that, it's still heavy on budget. Not everybody's gonna be able to afford that and do that. So this gives people a really good way to get in and do those events, do those tournaments, and still be able to enjoy them without having to pay all that price to pay, buy the cards and travel and things like that. I think that's really cool. That's really, that's a really neat thing to kind of consider or pull out when we're thinking about that. So, yeah, just wanted to throw that. I thought that was really cool.
そして OCG、TCG の最高峰の舞台、遊戯王ワールドチャンピオンシップの
Obviously,
種目にしたいと
this
思
is
ってい
bumping
ます。
off of the remote duels, right? Kind of deal.
世界中のデュエリストが
Makes
出会
that
え
a
ることを
more
楽し
better
みにしています。
option rather than having a camera. So yeah, I'm actually really hyped for this. I was going in with a little bit of concern, worry, whatever you want to call it. Just because games like I said, Legacy of Duels, Think Evolution, I didn't think they were bad, but they didn't have that just general basic element that I like out of, like playing online and PC, like on EDO Pro or Dueling Nexus or whatever, whatever. And so having that ability is absolutely huge. What do I want to see out of this now? That's the biggest thing. We didn't see a lot in the trailer. It was very visual rather than kind of feature depth. But what do I want to see to the game? So, first of all, we saw card rarities. So I'm wondering how it's going to come down to stuff like collecting cards, building decks, things like that. Are you going to have just a pool of cards available at your whim that you're going to be able to use, like in your typical simulators that you're used to? Are you going to have to, open packs by, either winning coins or getting, winning things from dueling, or is this just going to be a case of it's pay to win like Yu-Gi-Oh is in general? Anyways, that's one thing I want to see is how that works. If you're going to be able to duel against bots, I know it's a really dumb thing, but people that want to play test, deck test, and don't want to look like a giant asshole in front of people, probably not a bad option. But yeah, I really want to see how pace of play works, especially because it looks that my only big concern about this trailer was it looks visually really good, but over animated, right? You slam a card down and boom, all this happens, and you got all these animations, and like sometimes it just feels like whenever you summon something in one of those games, it takes like 10 minutes just to get through, right? The animation that plays after you summon like Blue Eyes White Dragon or something like that. So I'm not sure about that, but if it offers a competitive environment, another place for people to play, especially on things like Xbox and Switch and whatever like that, yeah, this could be fucking incredible. I don't know, like, what's your guys' thoughts? Drop something down below in the comments, talk to me about it, tell me what you feel. I think it's going to be huge, especially for like competitive events, like I was mentioning, that's going to be a big one. I'm hoping it's like, I'm hoping it bounces lines of interactive, but for people who play like super serious competitive, I hope it's not too straightforward or not too, what do you want to call that, noob heavy, noob friendly, right? You want to have a little bit of that just rigid, fluid play, right? Like that's why people tend to play the online simulators, rather than having videos of playing Link Evolution competitively, right? So, I don't know. There's still lots more to see. That's a really cool trailer. Obviously, really excited about that. As we get more stuff, I'm obviously going to make more videos. Free viewer clickbait, right? So, we'll leave it there. Like I said, throw me some comments. Tell me how you feel about it. I think it's pretty cool, but we'll leave that to you guys. Have a good one.